The Arctic Tundra is the coldest of all of the biomes. It is located within the Arctic Circle around the ice cap at the frozen North Pole. Parts of Russia, Alaska, Sweden, Finland, Greenland, and Canada can be found within the Arctic Circle. It is noted for its frost-molded landscape, little rainfall, poor nutrients, and short growing seasons. The summer growing season is just 50 to 60 days when the sun shines 24 hours a day. The few plants and animals that live in the harsh conditions of the tundra are essentially clinging to life. The Arctic Tundra, where the temperature is about 50 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer and negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter, supports only a small variety of animal species, including Arctic foxes, polar bears, gray wolves, caribou, snow geese, and musk oxen. They are highly vulnerable to environmental stresses like reduced snow cover and warmer temperatures brought on by global warming.
Global warming is known as an increase in the average temperature on the Earth's surface due to the effect of greenhouse gases. It is caused by factors such as deforestation and carbon dioxide emissions. Greenhouse gases are known as any gaseous compound contained in the atmosphere that is able to absorb infrared radiation, which traps and holds heat within the atmosphere. This increase in heat within the atmosphere is responsible for the greenhouse effect. So how do greenhouse gases affect global warming? The gases in the atmosphere absorb radiation, which causes a greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is the heating of the atmosphere due to radiation absorption by the greenhouse gases. The most significant greenhouse gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide, according to the Environmental Protection Agency. In recent history, the amount of gases in the atmosphere have increased drastically, with the Industrial Revolution playing a big role in this. The amount of carbon dioxide released has increased to 100 times that released at the end of the last ice age, which was 280 parts per million as stated by the NOAA. Carbon dioxide's impact has been so significant, partly because of its abundance in the atmosphere. The EPA estimated that in 2012, the US emitted 6,526 million metric tons of carbon dioxide, which equaled 82% of human-produced greenhouse gases. The severity of this is so important because CO2 stays in the atmosphere for thousands of years. Methane, however, is 21 times more efficient at absorbing radiation, giving it a high global warming potential, even though it is only in the atmosphere for about 10 years. The increasing number of gases in the atmosphere has shown to correlate with the increase in temperature around the world. This is causing the ice caps in the Arctic tundra to melt, leading to another large concern. It is believed that 1/3 of the world's soil-bound carbon is in the tundra permafrost. When the soil begins to thaw, the organic matter below starts to decay and release more carbon dioxide. This is a positive feedback because the carbon dioxide being released from the tundra adds more gas into the atmosphere. This causes the temperature to continue to rise and release more carbon from the tundra. Cutting greenhouse gas emissions by switching to alternative energy sources is key to protecting Earth's tundra habitats and stopping the feedback loop that has been started.
You may ask, why should we care? We should care and want to do something because we are already seeing the effects of global warming today. A well-known example of this would be polar bears. Polar bears were listed as a threatened species in the U.S. under the Endangered Species Act in May 2008. This is because of the ongoing and potential loss of their sea ice habitat resulting from climate change. According to the article, implications of the circumpolar genetic structure of polar bears for their conservation in a rapidly warming Arctic, research has shown that due to the sea ice decline, an increase in directional gene flow of polar bears has been occurring over the last 3 generations from the eastern polar basin and southern Canada towards the Canadian archipelago and western polar basin. This means that the polar bears are leaving thawing areas for firmer ice. If something doesn't change, then our grandchildren may not know of polar bears or other animals outside of zoos. You may now be wondering what you can do to help save the Arctic tundra. Along with switching to alternative energy sources, we need to start pushing conservation. People can donate money to groups that specialize in research and conservation, like World Wildlife Foundation, which is one of the world's largest conservation organizations. We also need to educate people about what is going on and what we are losing. Zoos do a lot to try to take part in the education side. People can see the animals online 24/7 and can also visit the zoo to learn more about the animals. These may seem like small gestures, but in time they will have a large impact. We cannot deny that something is going on in the Arctic and around the world.